Hello everyone, the December Review here, back again with a TV show review. Today, we have Season 1 of the Netflix drama series Sweet Magnolias. Spoilers are ahead. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more.
My life is insane. I'm holding it together by duct tape and happy thoughts, and I'm near out of both. My divorce papers.
All you have to do is sign those, and your marriage to Bill Townsend is officially over.
I have to get a new job. I have to get a new everything.
Which makes this the perfect time to start something new.
Just one signature and it's all over. Who has a pen?
Oh, I thought you never had.
Sweet Magnolias Season 1 dropped back in May of 2020. Season 2 was just released a few days ago, so it's catch-up time here before checking out the new episodes. If slice-of-life, small-town dramas are your thing, then you are in luck because Sweet Magnolias takes all of that familiar family, tight-knit community storylines we've come to expect and adds an incredible cast to root for in this uplifting if somewhat safe series. It's based off the novelization series by Cheryl Woods. Let's introduce ourselves to the main cast. The show centers around three friends of a South Carolina town called Serenity. Joanna Garcia Swisher plays Maddie Townsend, the mother to three kids and soon-to-be ex-husband Bill, played by Chris Klein. Heather Headley plays Helen Decatur, a decorated attorney who always has time for anyone who needs help in the town. And Brooke Elliott plays Dana Sue Sullivan, part owner and chef at a local restaurant who is a single mom to one and isn't afraid to say what's on her mind. Collectively, the three are our Sweet Magnolias, childhood friends who have been through all of the trials and tribulations, good times and bad, with each other over the years. Their bond is the show's centerpiece, with its story arc of relationship struggles and parenting issues swirling around them. The group shares the majority of screen time with their interconnected lives, but Maddie is front and center as our main character. The show opens up to her and Bill attempting to finalize their divorce settlement. Bill is one of the town's main doctors with a successful practice. Seems he got a bit too close to his assistant Noreen, played by Jamie Lynn Spears, who is now pregnant and the pair plan to marry. Enter Cal Maddox, played by Justin Bruning, a former professional baseball player who was taken over as coach for the town's school, a team whose star pitcher just so happens to be Tyler Townsend, Maddie's eldest. As the family division starts to affect Tyler's schooling and on-field results, Cal and Maddie meet to discuss the issue, and it's not soon after the pair find themselves starting a relationship. But even in a town named Serenity, the gossip gets around quickly, adding fuel to an already touchy subject, mixed with shady neighbors, ex-partners, and ulterior motives.
Welcome to Serenity, where we all know each other's business, for good or for ill.
Yeah, except there isn't any business. I was fixing your sink.
If this is your first brush with how tongues wag around here, congratulations.
There are 10 episodes in the season, with each pushing about 50 minutes of runtime between them. So there's a lot of time to really drill into the lives of the many characters we see on screen. We're talking epic levels of side stories, plot twists, arguments, misunderstandings, laughter, tears, and togetherness. While Maddie tries to hold the fort down, Helen has taken ownership of a local property where the three friends can own and operate the Corner Spa, a retreat for Serenity and its neighboring towns, giving life to its historical building and a potential new income slate for the group as they juggle their lives. Helen also takes on Cal's mock trial class at the school, a placement for a family after an accident, the transfer of the town's organic farm, and the potential sale of a storefront, all while having her career. Oh, and there's this whole thing about an ex-boyfriend whose world Helen just can't seem to orbit with, and a new chef who is hoping to win her heart. For Dana Sue, after letting go of her head chef for stealing, she attempts to do the work herself while starting up the spa. Her take-no-prisoners approach to life begins to alienate a few people around her, including her daughter, and a health scare becomes the warning she may or may not heed. Oh, and her co-owner needs to be bought out to help an ill family member, but she first needs to get a divorce from her long-gone husband, who out of nowhere wants back into her life. And did I mention she's also just met someone new? That doesn't really even scratch the surface of the situations this town finds itself in. The early setup for the season works great, as we get to know our characters and our rooting interest is easily identifiable. Charming coach is good, cheating husband is bad. And the show also sets up these stakes throughout its other narratives, making for a very compelling drama. It also starts to blur some of its lines, which adds an intriguing path for some of our leads. There are also a lot of instances where hope plays into things. Not surprising, as the town's church is required attendance each week, but the show doesn't preach, but rather allow for the faith to inspire them when they need it the most. One nice quality about the show is how it takes some of the more problematic characters and sheds a larger light on them, showing us a deeper backstory which explains their motives. The judging a book by its cover theme is used to a few excellent degrees of effective storytelling and helps build this world of serenity that we find ourselves in. It's also very family focused, with many emotional strings being pulled each episode. Having lost a close family member myself recently, this dynamic really stood out and drives home the importance of having a strong support group around you.
Well, I'm standing beside you to remind you that there are no checklists, no finish lines, no final exams, measuring tapes. It's your life, your loss, your game. You deserve to feel whatever you want to feel whenever you feel it.
For the early episodes, the score really stood out. Guitar flourishes are layered throughout the show, with a few musical montages that help build the sense of the town and its people. Thankfully, the show doesn't get swept away under its own weight. For as much inner turmoil as the story is willing to have its characters endure, it hits just enough of the heartstrings without feeling too coincidental in the way a Hallmark movie of the week might venture down. It does come close, but the cast is way too good to let that happen. Heather is nothing short of amazing here, taking on an almost saintly role early on. Her confidence and friendship washes over the screen before she eventually buckles under sheer emotional exhaustion. It's an excellent performance. Brooke Elliott as Dana Sue plays an interesting role here. As sure-headed of a character you will see, she openly discusses how to improve her life, then continues to keep doing the same things to a point. It's a great performance, as well as the relationship between her and Annie is a driving force for the show. For Joanna as Maddie, she does a wonderful job keeping it together through the hectic world she's thrown into. Her chemistry with Cal is great, and the pair really become a rooting interest for the audience. As an example of the excellent storytelling the show was going for, the characters of Bill and Noreen set the stage. They're set up to be part of the evil, no-good people who made our heroes' lives difficult. But we slowly pull back a few of their layers to see what their relationship looks like. Bill himself goes from a total narcissist to just a slight narcissist by the end, to where one could say he finally figured out a sense of what his actions have done. Noreen is played for laughs in the beginning, and she's the overly eager homewrecker who's trying to get approval from Bill's family. But much like the real world, it's just not that easy to paint such brush strokes. Turns out she has a story too, and when she shows up to the spa opening, it's hard not to feel some sympathy for her. And that's the show's greatest strength, sympathy. For as much screen time as the mistakes are shown, it's equal parts forgiveness and helping to build people up. With all that said, the show could up the emotional ante even more. It does end off with a rather interesting cliffhanger, one that could potentially do just that, but by judging what I've seen so far in the show, I'm willing to bet that there's a light at the end of the tunnel once again. And for me, that's as fine as one of Chef Eric's desserts. I give Season 1 of Sweet Magnolias 4 out of 5 stars, and highly recommend the show.
You said you wanted to build a life with me.
I believe there is not a problem that cannot be solved by having a drink and a talk with the two of you.
See what happens when you allow yourself to dream.
If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more, and let me know your thoughts on the show in the comments section below.